Hello, my lovely subscribers. So, I'm back with a perfume video again, but I want to talk about one thing, and I have to admit it, even though I don't really want to admit it. It comes a time where every fragrance influencer, their taste starts to change, and then they become desensitized to certain notes, and then you start recommending pretty bad fragrances because your taste has changed and you start to like fragrances that are a little bit more challenging or subjective that may not be as mass appealing to people in public. So, um, from this point on, I just have to let you know in advance that my taste have changed and I actually like fragrances I used to hate. So, it's going to be very hard for me to recommend fragrances for beginners now because my nose is, let's just say my nose is broken. You put it like that. That's what it is essentially. Is when you become desensitized and acquired to certain notes and stuff, you don't have an accurate nose anymore to what the general person in public's gonna smell that doesn't know anything about fragrances. So I used to be really good at this. I used to be able to know what smells good and bad, but now I find myself liking a lot of bad scents, and then I might take it to my sister or a friend or something and be like, "Smell this," and they don't like it, and that's because my nose is changing. And so now, I just wanted to put this out there. My videos are going to be more towards people already in the fragrance community rather than people that are kind of new to it. Just because that's just my taste changing. I'm going to try my best to still recommend safer fragrances, stuff on the safe side. Like you'll never find me like really recommending oud, spicy kind of stuff, but there may be some leathery stuff in here. There may be some stuff that's a little bit more challenging that I may have not used to like. So let's get into this video. Um, this is going to be a list video, but I want to recommend stuff that not everyone is recommending these days. So I'm not going to recommend Stronger With You, like any of the new ones. Actually, I was at the train station the other day, smelt someone wearing the newest Stronger With You Powerfully, and it really annoyed me because I'm just so over that scent, and I knew immediately it was Stronger With You, and just this wave of annoyance or irritation just came over me, like I don't want to smell that, but I didn't say anything. Obviously, people can wear what they want. I'm sure that's just me. If any random person on the street smelt that, they'd be like, "It smells good," but just because I am completely over that scent, DNA is a bit irritating, but it's all good. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be a list kind of video. I'm going to recommend videos, not videos, perfume for men first, and then I'll make a second video, perfume for women. So I want to really make my videos for both audiences, right? So hang on, my camera's a bit blurry. So yeah, I want my videos to be towards two audiences, like girls and guys. So just keep in mind, a lot of these scents, even if I recommend them for girls, are still safe for guys because I'm not a girl. So obviously, this is stuff that I also like for myself as well. Um, but maybe not same in reverse. So a lot of the stuff for men aren't really safe for girls. If it is, I'll let you know in the video. So let's get into the first fragrance. So number one, Parfums de Marly Valero. This is one of the newer Parfums de Marly. Let's go through the notes real quickly. Got citrus, juniper, lavender, cypress, nutmeg, and amber super. Maybe there's some other notes or something in there. I'm not really on Fragrantica. This is just stuff that I've written down on my phone. Um, but yeah, this is a green kind of barbershop kind of fragrance. I wouldn't say it's blue, but it's very fresh and clean. It's got like that shaving foam, shaving cream kind of smell. Um, and I do put Valero in that same category as like Joe Malone, Cypress, and Grapevine. I put it in that same category as like Aramis Intuition, maybe MFK Masculine Plurial. So that kind of category where it's green but still quite fresh and really nice. I like this one. Um, maybe in my early days I would have said it's too green, but I actually like a lot of green scents now. But keep in mind, this is a dad scent. So a lot of these green barbershop fragrances are dad style fragrances where they just smell like maybe your dad or something, okay? So the next one is Aramis Intuition. So just speaking of similarities, Aramis Intuition is the next fragrance. This is supposed to be a blue fragrance, but it's actually more green. It's citrus, lavender, iris, vetiver, leather, patchouli. So again, this is going to be like that kind of dad scent. Shaving cream, shaving foam, barbershop. But it's also quite fresh. Some people could pass as a blue fragrance, I guess, but to me, I still consider it more green, but very nice fragrance actually. Um, so yeah, like the masculine plurial, it's got like that dad scent to it as well. But out of all those style fragrances, these ones are more mass appealing. So the mass appealing thing is still applying here. I feel like majority of people can smell it, but like it still smells pretty good. Okay. Um, so the next is Narciso Vetiver Musc. This one I actually wasn't wowed by at first, but then I started to appreciate it later on when I was just thinking about it. Vetiver Musk is a dry, woody, kind of just clean, neutral scent. Like, it's not something that smells like fresh, clean laundry, but it is just like a nice, clean wood or a nice, clean musk. Um, Someone's here. Oh wait, no, they're not. So it's a nice, clean laundry. No, nice, clean, musky scent. Sorry about that. Um, It's got cypress, cardamom, nutmeg, musk, red algae, lavender, vetiver, and incense. So yeah, like I was saying, it does take a while for you to actually appreciate this one. It's not like the other Narciso fragrances. To me, this is like you just want like a very simple, like an office fragrance or something that is very simple, very basic. Um, Sorry, I just think someone's in the driveway. I think they got the wrong house or wrong address or something. Very weird. Someone just pulled up in the wrong house. Yeah. So it's supposed to be aquatic. That's what they listed as like an aquatic scent, but it's actually not aquatic. It's like woody, like I was saying, and I feel like the masking here is the show. So if you imagine just like a clean mask and wood, basically. That's pretty much what you get. Maybe a little bit of salt. I think it has like a metallic kind of smell to it. Maybe some vetiver oil or vetiver in there, which kind of gives it that metallic smell. But very nice office scent. It's just one of those scents that just it doesn't wow you, and it doesn't really smell like anything in particular that's gonna like stand out, you know. So it's like this is one of those fragrances you wear when you want to go unnoticed. It's not a fragrance you wear when you want to get noticed or attention. It's the opposite. It's one of those fragrances you want to wear when you want to smell good, but go unnoticed and not bother anyone throughout the day. And I feel like everyone needs one of these scents for work or just those kind of environments where you want to not smell neutral, like you still want to smell good, but in a way that's just inoffensive, you know. So I feel like this is one of those fragrances I'm going to recommend. But if you want attention and compliments and stuff, don't go with this one because that's not what this is designed for. Just keep that in mind. So the next is Zoologist OLM. This was more one of the newer releases of Zoologist. Obviously, since they released this, there's been other ones like I think the Lovebird. There's a new elephant one. I think there was a couple of new releases by Zoologists since this, but this is probably one of my favorite new releases. It's got algae, iodine, water notes, Ice super, musk, cashmere, and sandalwood. Um, so you would think it's aquatic, right? Because it's got algae and those kind of notes in it. And it kind of is, but this is designed to smell more like a cave. So an OLM, the actual animal, an OLM or OLM, however you say it, is like a salamander thing that lives in a cave. So it's like a lizard, salamander, amphibian type of thing that lives underwater. But so yeah, because it lives in the cave, this fragrance has to smell like a cave. A lot of people say this smells like moss, like very mossy cave, like a photorealistic cave. I can't say that I've been in many caves. Besides my I was gonna say ex-girlfriend, but I'm not gonna say that. Yeah. I haven't been in many caves, so I can't really say that. But to me, it smells like very minerals, like lots of minerals. It's very salty. It has that metallic smell that I really like. That's actually what I like the most about this, is because it's got like that metallic smell, and I've been going through that phase right now where I really like metallic fragrances. Like musk and metallic smell is really like something that I like at the moment. Um, so yeah, if you want that mossy kind of a little bit salty, a little bit animalic with the algae in there. This is a good one. It's definitely unique. There's nothing that smells anything like this, so that's why I'm putting it in the list, because I want something a little bit more unique in this list rather than all the generic stuff that's out these days. And I don't want to be recommending stuff that everyone else is recommending, so this list is going to be more unique compared to like the TikTok videos you see and stuff. So next is by Nishane, Meant to Be Seen. This one could actually be worn by girls or guys. And it kind of smells a little bit like Luna Rosa Black or Tokyo Milk Dead Sexy. It's got like that powdery kind of smell to it. That powdery, almost rubbery kind of smell, but more powdery. It's got violet, citrus, iris. It's got moxilone, civetone, akigala wood, sesame, and bretoid and sandalwood. So if you looked at the notes, the first thing you're going to find is a bunch of synthetic ingredients and notes and stuff. So you can't say this is a natural smelling fragrance, but don't be fooled by the notes, because it's not like one of those headache-inducing fragrances. This is actually quite soft and powdery. So it's not going to be one of those screaming in your ear or in your nose and in your face, like really in the temples, like when you sniff it, kind of. It's not one of those fragrances. It's more like soft and more intimate, like more of an intimate scent actually. So that's what I like about this one, is sometimes guys need like a nice manly but soft intimate fragrance as well. Before this, I would have just recommended Luna Rosa Black to people, but this is pretty much Luna Rosa Black with a little bit of a difference there. So a little bit more feminine, in my opinion, from the violet and iris in here. So next, another fragrance that I think can be worn by guys or girls, but this is it's called Summer Mink by Better World Fragrance House. I believe this was Drake's fragrance or something, and I would usually not promote a celebrity's fragrance like that unless I really thought it was actually good. So I liked Draco by S-Boy, Soulja Boy's fragrance. That was actually pretty good. But that got way too much hype and became overhyped and stuff. But it's a very good fragrance, S-Boy. So this next one, Drake's fragrance, I suspect it's going to get a lot of hype too. So I'm just going to jump on board before that kind of happens. It's got rose, citrus, clary sage, petitgrain, jasmine, spices, musk, vetiver. To me, this is a very soft, intimate, musky fragrance with some florals. Something sweet in there, which it doesn't really say in the notes what that sweetness is. But it's like a nice, sweet, bubblegummy musk. You put it that way. It's like a sweet, bubblegummy musk, which I feel like leans unisex. But very, very sexy, intimate kind of scent. A lot of the new fragrances are too sweet, or they're more like too fresh, like imagination and stuff. This is sweet, but in a way that's not annoying or anything. It's very nice. So I'm just gonna recommend it. It's a very nice fragrance if you want like that bubblegum musk, almost like ultra male style fragrance, just not as overly sweet as like ultra male. So the next one is, it's actually a classic that got reformulated. So there's some differences, but I feel like it smells just as good as the original, or maybe even an improvement over the original. It's Dolce & Gabbana, the EDP version, that got released in 2025. So the One EDP 2025. But it didn't come out in Australia until this year, 2026. So just keep that in mind. It's got orange, cardamom, tobacco, patchouli, clary sage, amber, and cedar. Whoops, I clicked something on my phone. So yeah, this smells pretty much like the original one, but spicy, ambery, sweet, with some freshness to it. If you've tried the one already, you already know what this is pretty much going to smell like, and the improvement is just apparently performance. Even though they did modify some notes, I think it's like, I like the smell just as much as the original. So I've always thought it was a nice, fresh, sweet, sexy fragrance. Maybe not for everyone, but it's pretty good. So I'll try to finish this video relatively quickly. I've got four left. There's YSL Tuxedo Sharp Patchouli is the next one. It's got vanilla, patchouli, rose, violet, coriander seed, lily of the valley. But I've always said YSL Tuxedo has a suede or leather smell to it as well. So that's what I get as well, is like sweet vanilla with patchouli and suede. And this was one of the new Tuxedo releases. I consider Tuxedo one of the best smelling fragrances ever. So, can you hear the bird outside? Every time I try to talk, it talks over me. Yeah, anyway, there's a YSL Tuxedo, in my opinion, one of the best smelling fragrances of all time. Oh, this bird. Hello, birdie. I know, can you wait a little bit for me? I just gotta finish filming this video. Okay, yeah, so YSL Tuxedo Sharp Patchouli, in my opinion, one of the best scents ever. I just love the smell, it's so addictive. Maybe patchouli isn't for everyone, but this is such a good scent, I had to put it in the list. You could just go with the original Tuxedo. I don't really notice any difference between the original Tuxedo or Sharp Patchouli, but I feel like Sharp Patchouli is the more recent flanker, so I wanted to make a list of more newer fragrances to put in the list. So that's why I'm putting it in the list, because it's more recent. So next is by Givenchy. This fragrance is super underrated. It's called L'Enfant Terrible, or L'Enfant Terrible. And this is supposed to smell like Louis Vuitton Imagination, but it ends up smelling more like Guerlain's Platine Privé, the L'Homme Ideal that got discontinued. So that's why I like it, because if you loved Platine Privé that got discontinued, this is actually pretty much the same kind of smell, but for cheaper as well. So it's got bergamot, tea, ginger, musk, ambroxan, cedar. It's also got like a soapy neroli smell and a little bit of vetiver smell to it as well. So again, if you can't afford Imagination, this smells like Imagination kind of. If you can't get Platine Preview anymore, get this one. I really hope they don't discontinue this, because this is like the best of both worlds, and it's probably what I'm going to recommend to people over Imagination from now on. That's why it's in the list. So 2 more fragrances before I finish this video. Givenchy Enflamme, so E-N, flame basically. It's got vanilla, tobacco, coffee. So 3 notes don't really give you much to go off on Fragrantica. Can you hear the bird? So it smells more ambery and resin. I know, birdie, sorry. Can you just wait for me to finish? Givenchy Enflamme. Let me start again. It's a resinous ambery vanilla fragrance, and it smells like MFK Grand Soir. Vanilla, tobacco, coffee. Not much notes on Fragrantica to go off, but It does smell like benzoin and elemi resin as well. Maybe a slight osmanthus smell to it. I would also compare this one to Parfums de Mali Herod. So Herod by Parfums de Mali and MFK Grand Soir. So kind of you blend both of them together basically. So last one on the list is Roja Elysium Noir. This is going to be quite controversial. But this has got leather, lavender, patchouli, cypress, juniper, cypriol, blackberry, citrus, cardamom, and a bunch of other notes. But the main smell is leather, lavender, patchouli, and cypress. It's got like that shaving cream, shaving foam kind of smell, more green. So this is not anything like the previous Elysium. It doesn't smell like previous Elysium fragrances. This this smells more like Aramis Intuition, MFK Masculine Plurial. It smells more like PDM Valero. So you'll notice that common theme in here. It smells kind of like those. But it leans more towards MFK Masculine Plurial because the leather actually stands out so much in this fragrance. So that's one thing I had to just highlight is this is more of a leather fragrance and green shaving foam, whereas the previous Elysiums were more blue, citrusy, and sour with like the grapefruit kind of note in there. Especially Roja Elysium Intense, so much citrus in there. I don't smell citrus in this fragrance. To me, it's got more of that blackberry, juniper berry smell with a leather, and maybe lavender and stuff as well. So yeah, I just want to keep in mind that I probably could have put like Prada Paradigm in this list. I probably could have put Ralph's Club New York in this list, but those fragrances are too popular now. I don't want to recommend them, but they do smell really good. So honorable mention, but they're not making my list, despite probably smelling better than the majority of the stuff on this list. Like, I mean, if you took Pride of Paradigm to people, they'd probably pick it over everything in this list. But that's not the point of this list. The point of this list is to recommend stuff that is kind of under the radar that people aren't talking about, because you probably already know about Pride of Paradigm, right? You probably already know about Ralph's Club New York. So here's some fragrances you may or may not know of that's a little bit different. So I'm going to make a part 2 for girls. But yeah, I'll probably film that in a different day actually. Maybe when the birds aren't outside trying to interrupt my video. This video has been a little bit of a disaster actually. So I really hope this is good enough to upload. It's always when I go to film a video, something interrupts me, like someone's in the driveway or an animal or a cat. One of the cats is outside meowing, or you know what I mean? It's like, that's how it goes though. So anyway, I thought it might be a funny video. Maybe I'll just upload it anyway. It might just be funny. So who knows? Thank you for watching. I don't know how I can fix this lighting on the camera. So sorry about the extremely white background. Probably too much exposure from the camera or something. Yeah, you can see the exposure being affected, probably from the light coming in. Anyway, peace out, guys. Have a lovely day. If you're a girl, then watch the next video that comes out after this, the girls list.